India will make a massive leap forward in its journey as an Olympic nation when Mumbai hosts the 141st session of the International Olympic Committee from October 15 to 17. The IOC session is returning to India after a gap of 40 years. New Delhi had hosted the 86th edition of the IOC session in 1983. The IOC session is the supreme decision-making body of the Olympic movement. It discusses and decides on key activities of the global Olympics movement, including adoption or amendment of the Olympic Charter, election of IOC members and office bearers, and election of the host city of the Olympics. For example, if cricket has indeed made the cut for the Olympic Games in Los Angeles in 2028, the formal announcement will be made at the Mumbai session. An Indian delegation led by Mrs. Neeta Ambani, the first Indian woman to be elected as an IOC member, made a compelling pitch at the 139th IOC session in Beijing in February 2022. Mumbai received an overwhelming endorsement for its bid, with 99% of the votes in its favour from the delegates participating in the process. The Indian delegation also included Abhinav Bindra, the first Indian to win an individual medal at the Olympics. Mrs. Neeta Ambani, who has championed the advancement of youth sports in India, as the chairperson of Reliance Foundation, whose sporting initiatives have reached 2.15 crore youngsters across the country, described the successful bid as a significant development for India's Olympic aspirations.
It is truly an honor to lead the Indian delegation today and share our passion and our ambition for hosting such a prestigious Olympic event. This will be the first IOC session in India in 40 years. Since we last had the honor of welcoming the Olympic family, we have made consistent strides and grown into a more prosperous, more self-confident India.
The IOC session currently has 99 voting and 43 honorary members. More than 600 members of the sporting world's elite are expected to be in Mumbai, as well as global media from about 100 nations representing over 50 sports. The session will be a landmark moment for Indian sport and will firmly establish India on the global sporting map, opening up multiple opportunities in organizing sporting events, world-class training infrastructure, nurturing sports talent, and enriching the lives of millions of Indian sports people. It will also be a significant stepping stone towards India's aspirations of hosting the Youth Olympics and the Olympic Games in the future, an ambition Mrs. Neeta Ambani dwelled on once Mumbai's winning bid was confirmed.
Sport has been a source of hope, joy, entertainment, and motivation to the people around the world. As we enter the post-pandemic world, with optimism, sport will continue to inspire us and lead us with its invaluable life lessons. With one foot rooted in our cultural traditions and the other leaping up to embrace modernity, India's next generation is brimming with 1 billion hopes and dreams, driven by the potential and the power of creative energy. I truly believe India is on the verge of creating something very special with the Olympic movement. Together with you, we want to open the doors of opportunity to millions of young Indians.
In a recent interview with CNBC TV18, IOC President Thomas Bach gave India's ambitions of hosting an Olympic Games his ringing endorsement when asked if the subject will come up for discussion at the IOC session in Mumbai.
This is a great news for the entire Olympic movement. You know, India is the most populous nation on this planet. India, with, let's say, a starting to flourish sports movement, going beyond the more traditional sports and also embracing more and more Olympic sports. That's a real welcome initiative by India.
So is this dialogue likely to continue in a formal fashion when you come to Mumbai as part of the IOC session?
That's just up to India. Here our doors and our hearts are wide open. India can play a much more important role in the Olympic movement, and for the Olympic movement to have such a growth potential like with India is of course very welcome.
The session will be hosted at the state-of-the-art Geo World Convention Centre in Mumbai. Situated in the heart of the city at Bandra Kurla complex, the JWC is the largest convention centre in India and started operations in early 2022. The Grand Theatre at the Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Centre will host the opening ceremony, while the exhibition hall will be the venue for the session meeting. This prestigious meeting is set to be the start of a new era of engagement between the country's youthful population and the Olympic movement. Having won 7 medals at the last Olympics in Tokyo, their highest haul ever, including a first individual gold medal in track and field, and returning from the recently concluded Asian Games with their highest medal tally ever, India is at the cusp of emerging as a sporting powerhouse. The IOC session will open the doors for international partners to connect with over 1 billion passionate Indian sports fans at both grassroots and elite levels.